can't see all of them right now, but there are 6 brand new 3-wick candles that I just bought at Bath and Body Works Candle Day sale. So I'm going to be showing you each one, tapping on it, reading the description, giving you my impression, and I'm going to tell you about Candle Day, because if you don't know about Candle Day, it is quite crazy. Okay, so let's start with the first candle, which will be in no particular order. By the way, I bought 6, but I'm not keeping all of them, okay? Because I still have ones from last year that are pretty much full, so some will be gifts, okay? I don't know which. Cookies and cream. Now, when I went to check out, the girl said to me, "Ooh, cookies and cream, that's my favorite one." She's like, "These sell out right away. You're lucky you got one." So I was like, oh, like I didn't have like overwhelming thoughts about it before she said that, but when she did say that, I felt pretty good about my choice. So let's see what this one says on it. The descriptions are on the bottom. Oh, it's called Cookies and Cream Milkshake, chocolate cookie crumbles, vanilla bean ice cream, chocolate drizzle with essential oils. Now let me just tell you, these candles, in my opinion, are good quality. They really smell like, and even when they're not burning, if you leave the lid open, you will smell them. Like, without just putting your nose in it, like from a distance. So, let me smell it and tell you my opinion. That's what it looks like. 3 wicks. I don't know if you could see the wicks, but it smells like hot chocolate, in my opinion. Now, last year I did purchase one that I think it was called like Ski Lodge or something like that. It smelled just like this. I'm gonna have to compare them later. It is possible that they change the name sometimes. Like maybe this is the same as that. I don't know though, I'm just guessing. But okay, let me talk a little bit about Candle Day. I don't know how long Candle Day has been a thing, but I know it was a thing last year. Beyond that, I don't know. But last year, during the holiday season, one day they just popped up and said, all candles, all 3-wick candles, $9.90, or was it $10 last year, I think. Something along that line. And this year they were $9.95. I don't know if it was exactly that or it was 10 straight up. I can't remember. Originally $24.95, I think. $24.50. It says it on the bottom. Okay, so that's a good savings, but mind you, they do have plenty of other days during the year when the candles are like $10 off, so like $14.50 figure. Sometimes less, sometimes maybe $12.50 or whatever, but I guess it's only this once a year that it's $10. So last year I did go and bought a few candles, and I don't remember thinking it was a huge hubbub or anything. Let's move on to the next candle. It's just got a smooth gold top. This one, grapefruit blossom, salted cedar, sweet amber with essential oils. This one distinctly smells like men's cologne. more shopping in the mall while I was there, you know. Okay, here is a spiced apple toddy. So, it's a clear container. You could see the white candle. There are like gold and white snowflakes. This is like a burgundy color, and some like burgundy color trees. Yeah, and gold trees. And the lid is silver. You never know. Is it silver? I think so. You never know for sure if the lids have been switched, truthfully. Because there, you know, it could definitely happen. But I do have to say, they had one type of vanilla bean Noel, which is a very popular scent in like the hand sanitizer and soap and stuff. It had a glass lid with little bumps, like it was a green glass lid with like little bumps in the glass. It was so gorgeous, like compared to these metal ones. And they only had a few like that, then they had other ones of that scent that weren't like that. Because they usually have like 2 designs for each fragrance, believe it or not. And I sniffed it and it just really wasn't that great to me. Like I wasn't thrilled with it, so I wasn't gonna get it just for the lid. Anyway, spiced apple toddy, warm apple brandy, spiced plum, tart cranberry, cinnamon stick. Okay, this one, very, very easy for me to say. It smells exactly like hot spiced apple cider, like not the alcohol one, just a hot mug of apple cider. Totally love it. Alright, now let me go on with the story. So when I came back in the mall, shocked me even more. I think this is the last one. Yeah. Cinnamon ginger snap. So here the candle is like a burgundy color. The label is gold and white with some burgundy. And the lid is like a matte gold. It looks shiny actually in this. Alright, it's a combination between matte and shiny, I don't know. Anyway, okay, this one. Gingerbread spice homemade marshmallow vanilla bean. I wonder how similar this is to the marshmallow gingerbread one that I got. It's not as spiced smelling as that one. I'll probably give away one or the other of this because they might be a little similar. It doesn't smell as much like as gingerbread as much as the other one, even though this one also says ginger snap. But I guess it kind of does smell like a cinnamon cookie, like a snickerdoodle maybe, I don't know. Anyway, so I told my friend who had been texting with, she lives in a different state. She hadn't made it to the store yet, even though, you know, I told her early in the morning, you know, I had been already and she hadn't gone yet, it was raining and this and that, whatever. So she finally went, like, probably after dinner, maybe like 5, around about that time. She said the store was pretty much empty. You know, there weren't shoppers there because they didn't have any more stuff. They only had, like, the unpopular scents. And the woman told her, buy as many as you wanted to get, and then come back once we've restocked and exchange them, you know, even exchange for what you actually want. So she did that. It's a good idea. She did not get a tote bag though. They didn't have any more. So meanwhile, the in-store sale was due to go through Sunday, Friday through Sunday, but I don't think they had much to sell after Friday anyway, and the online sale was to end on Friday anyway. So what do you all think about this? I mean, I didn't mention that I saw, you know, images of people standing on these long lines waiting to get in to the store all around the country, you know. First question is, how long would you be willing to wait on a line so that you could save money on a candle? I guess it depends how many you wanted to buy. Some people were buying a ton of them. Okay. I mean, I bought 6. I think that's a lot, but people were buying like one of every flavor, it seemed like. So, for me, it wouldn't be worth it to ever wait in a long, crazy line. Especially during COVID or at any time. hope you